Riders board at the Rosa Parks Transit Center. Riders say public transportation is fraught with trouble, but officials say crime is down. Photo, Max Ortiz / The Detroit News, by photo. Bus riders at the Rosa Parks Transit Center in Detroit talk about their concerns about safety. Christopher Sampson is saving up to buy a car. Until then, he says he's forced to take the bus and live in fear. Sampson, 21, relies on Detroit Department of Transportation and smart buses to get around. During the ride on Detroit's coaches, he said he doesn't feel safe. "There's no order on the bus," he said. "I've seen fights, and I even saw a shootout. I was going past Van Dyke and the bus got stopped because the guy on the bus was shooting from the bus at police officers. I try not to ride the bus as much as possible, but I got to." About 90,000 people ride DDOT buses on weekdays, 51,000 on Saturdays and 34,000 on Sundays, and many of them share Sampson's worry. Crime both inside coaches and around bus stops has long been a concern for bus drivers and residents dependent on public transportation. Transit Police Chief Ricky Brown said crime on buses is down. He said 16 assaults on drivers and passengers had been reported this year as of November 20, compared with 23 during the same period last year. Fred Westbrook, president of Amalgamated Transit Union Local 26, which represents more than 400 DDOT drivers, said by his count there have been more than 20 reported assaults on drivers alone this year and many more that went unreported, although he agreed the number of attacks has dipped. "Crime is one of the hazards of the job," Westbrook said. "When you have to deal with the public, and the public is not receiving effective, on-time service, they take it out on the first people they see, and who is that? The bus driver. In 99.9% of cases, the driver is not at fault. The passenger gets irate, and the next thing you know, there's an assault, either verbal or physical. This happens every day, not to every driver, but it happens every day. Most of the verbal assaults are not reported." Also skewing DDOT's crime figures, 911 calls of trouble on buses are usually dispatched to Detroit Police, Deputy Chief David LaValle said. According to Detroit Police crime statistics, officers responded 494 times from January 1 to November 29 to reports of DDOT trouble, although all runs weren't the result of crimes. Brown said 162 of those runs were medical emergencies. "Sometimes calls are mischaracterized," Brown said. "Maybe it's put out as happening on a DDOT when it's really on a smart bus." Also, police get called for things like medical situations or people falling asleep on the bus, anything the driver feels they want to call to eliminate the problem, even if it's a minor issue. LaValle said 107 Detroit police runs to DDOT buses resulted in crime reports being generated, although he said statistics showing the types of crimes investigated were not available. He also said reports of someone falling asleep would not be cause to fill out a crime report. Westbrook said while crime on buses is down, it's still a problem, in part because there are too few transit police.